everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope y'all doing well and happy December. I'm wearing this sweater for the vibe. So in today's video we will be talking about the topic of boundaries or personal boundaries. So when we talk about personal boundaries, we talk about the personal limits that we set with other people in order to protect ourselves and our well-being. And when we talk about these boundaries, we have different types of boundaries or different types of limits. We have physical limits. The physical limits we set with other people in order to protect our physical health, whether it's a space or anything like that. We also have emotional limits, the limits we set with other people in order to protect our emotional health or emotional state. We also have mental boundaries, the mental boundaries we set with other people in order to protect our mental health, and also maybe digital boundaries, the digital limits we set with people online in order to protect our well-being, like limiting the interaction we have with other people online in order to protect ourselves, and etc. So let's start first with the physical limits that we set with other people in order to protect our physical health. So let's talk about the protection of your physical health and how important it is. So if you really love yourself, you will also want to take care of your health because you love your health and you love yourself. We have to value ourselves and to take care of our health like a baby. This is one kind of self-love. So if you love yourself, you have to take care of your health. So of course we have to set boundaries with other people so that they don't hurt our health. And I will be giving example with smoking. So if you are a smoker and you're watching this video, I'm not here to shame you for your habit or to judge you for your habit. I'm just giving this example. And even though if you are smoking, we all know how unhealthy smoking is. It's a worldwide thing. Everyone knows that smoking is unhealthy. So if I sound like I'm talking about smoking as a bad thing or as an unhealthy thing, I'm not judging you or shaming you for your habit or for your personal choices, but I'm just saying facts because everyone knows that smoking is unhealthy. Alright, anyways, so for example, smoking, it's a very common thing in our society. Everyone smokes. Not everyone, of course, there are some people who take care of their health, but a lot of people smoke. Like there is this very big majority of people who smoke. For example, I am not a smoker. I have never been a smoker and I will never be a smoker, and I will never touch any type of drugs, and I never did and I will never do because of course, obviously, I want to take care of my health because I love my health. But if I am not a smoker and some other person they are a smoker, I would not want them to smoke around me or to smoke in front of my face because we all know how unhealthy smoking is. It causes cancer. It's a very dark thing, but smoking is a road for death. So smoking is not only dangerous or unhealthy for the smoker, but it's also dangerous for me. It's dangerous for the second-hand smoker. Like if someone's smoking and I am sitting next to them, their cigarette is going to harm me more than how it harms themselves because they smoke like this and then the smoke goes next to my mouth and my nose and then my lungs. And I'm sorry, I don't want to get no lungs cancer. I don't want to die because I love life. I love my life. I don't want to die. I love my health. I don't want to be sick. So it's very sad to see that some people don't take care of their health like that. But if that person doesn't take care of their health at all and they don't care if they got lungs cancer or they died, that doesn't mean that they should not take care of my health. But of course, this is the case. Like if someone doesn't love themselves, of course they will not love you, because if you want someone to love you, they should love themselves first in order to love other people. And same thing for health or for concern. If you want someone to take care of you, they should take care of themselves first. So if someone does not take care of their health, of course they will not take care of your health. They will not care if you died or if you are sick, because they don't take care of their health in the first place. So there isn't this expectation for someone who smokes to take care of my health. I'm just talking of my experience. If you are a smoker, I'm not telling you don't take care of other people, but I'm just talking about my experience with smokers. Okay. So, for example, I had these smoker friends in the past, and I always make my boundaries clear. I'm like, oh, you're gonna smoke? Okay, I don't want you to smoke in front of me. Sorry. And I set these boundaries clear. But what happens is that they keep doing it again and again and again as if I said nothing. Like I had these friends in the past that she's a smoker and she always keeps smoking around me. Like in the first time I made it clear, I told her, okay, the first time when we became friends, she didn't tell me that she smoked. Like she hid that because she was insecure about it. And then she admitted that she smoked, and I told her, okay, I don't want you to smoke around me because I don't like the smell of cigarettes. I don't want you like to smell or to smoke around me. And she said, oh, okay, I will smoke later, like once you leave, once I go home. And then what did she do? She repeated the same thing. Like we met the next time and she said, oh, can I smoke? Like, excuse me, I already told you last time that I don't want you to smoke around me, so why are you repeating it as if I said nothing? So this thing that happens to me, or that happened to me with smokers, I'm only talking of my experience, they always keep gaslighting me. Like I did tell them that I don't want them to smoke in front of me before, and they pretend as if I said nothing. Like they pretend as if I never said that. Like I already said that I don't want them to smoke around me, and they just keep doing it. And one mistake I did in the past is that I didn't protect my physical boundaries enough. I mean, I did, because I made it clear from the beginning that I don't want them to smoke around me. But when they kept gaslighting me, I didn't try again to protect my physical health, because I was embarrassed in their shoes. I was like, I already told them about my physical limits, so why do I have to repeat that again? And I was just embarrassed in their shoes, and I just let them hurt me. And that was one mistake that I will never repeat again. I regret what I did, but as I said, I'm not ashamed of it, because if that did not happen, I will not learn this much about the physical boundaries. So one lesson of physical boundaries is never be ashamed of saying no, and never be ashamed of speaking of your personal boundaries or physical boundaries again and again. And if they didn't want to get it, then just cut them off. You don't have to let someone in your life who keep hurting you. Why would you let someone in your life who doesn't respect you? If you respect yourself, you will not want other people to disrespect you. You have nothing to do with disrespectful people in your life. So the reason why those people kept gaslighting me and pretending as if I never said that I'm not okay with them smoking around me, is because they were testing my boundaries. They were testing my boundaries. Like, even though I said no before, they were like, okay, but what about now? Is she gonna defend herself? Is she not gonna defend herself? Like, they were testing my boundaries. So be very careful about this when people are testing your boundaries. Just keep saying the same thing over and over and be confident while saying it. There is nothing to be embarrassed about. You don't have to be embarrassed in their shoes, because girl, I would never wear their shoes. So why would I be in their shoes? Why would I be embarrassed in their shoes? There is nothing or no reason for you to be embarrassed in their shoes, or to be embarrassed or shy for defending yourself, or defending your rights, or defending your personal boundaries, your personal limits, your physical limits. Because if you love yourself, you will want to take care of your health, and you should be confident while talking about your boundaries. There is nothing to be ashamed of. They are the ones that are who should be ashamed of not taking care of their health. And if they didn't like the fact that you are defending your physical boundaries, it's because they are insecure of the fact that they don't take care of their health. And once they see you that you are taking care of your health, you remind them. It's like you remind them of how unhealthy they are. And this thing happened to me before. I love giving you examples of my own life stories, because I have learned all of these things that I'm saying in these podcasts by many stories and many experiences that happened to me, and I love sharing them with you guys on YouTube. So as I mentioned, I give you guys an example with this friend that she used like to smoke in front of me. And once she told me that she wants to meet me. She said that she wants to meet me and that she wants to come over my house. And like, she texted me. And I told her, all right, you can come over, but it would be better if you, since you're a smoker, like, it would be better if you smoke before you come over my house. Like, you can smoke before you come. Like, I'm just setting my boundaries clear here, so that she doesn't have any expectations to bring cigarettes with her to my home. And then what did she do is that she pretended as if she didn't see my message, because that message was a reminder for her that she's unhealthy, that I'm healthy and she's not. Like, the fact that she saw how healthy I am reminded her of how unhealthy she is, and it reminded her of the fact that she doesn't take care of her health. So she pretended as if she didn't see my message, and then she just sent me another message again, and as if she didn't see that message, and she was like, oh, do you want to meet me in that coffee, like one coffee of my city? I was like, no, because I literally told her that I don't like the smell of cigarettes, so she should not bring the cigarettes with her to my house. And she's telling me to meet in one coffee, and that coffee, guys, is full of smokers. Like, it's full of smokers. And I made it clear many times that I don't like her to, or I don't like people to smoke around me. So why does she want me to be in a coffee where everyone is smoking? Like, does she want me to die or something? Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to get lung cancer. I don't want to get cancer. I don't even want to get a headache. So why would I get cancer? I don't want to die. I don't want to be unhealthy. And as I said, cigarettes are more dangerous for secondhand smokers than smokers themselves. And I told her, no, that coffee is full of smokers. I told you can come over my house. I don't want to meet you in that coffee. And then she just pretended as if she saw nothing, and she just ghosted me. And I always say this, I'm very happy for the people that they leave my life, because I know that I'm a good person and the universe loves me, and the universe always keeps showing me signs to cut off the bad people of my life. And when I don't cut them off, the universe is like, okay, Raja, you don't want to cut them off, okay, so I will do it for you. I will do it for you. So I will never, and I never feel bad for someone ghosting me, because I know that it happened for a reason. I know that the universe did not want that person to stay in my life. And if it was meant for them to stay in my life, if they were gonna make my life any better, if they were gonna make me happier or healthier, or if they were gonna make my life good, they would have stayed. They would have stayed. But they were hurtful. They weren't good for me. That's why the universe made them leave my life, because I didn't cut off those people. But so the universe wanted to do it for me. So either I cut off those people, either the universe will do it for me. So you should never feel bad for someone ghosting you, because if someone ghosted you, it means that you should have cut them off since forever. But since you did not do it, then the universe did that for you. And as I said, I'm very happy for these people ghosting me, because I only give you an example of one friend, but there were many. I know many smokers, and that was the way of the universe of teaching me how to set my physical limits with other friends or with other people. And I did learn from my lesson. Thank you, universe. And if someone left your life, then it's for a reason, and you don't have to cry about it. I mean, of course, we all get emotional for someone ghosting us like that, because ghosting can be very hurtful, but it's for a reason. This is a very relaxing thought. It's for a reason, because if you are not cutting off someone, then the universe will do it for you. Oh my God, I was filming the video and then I had to cut it and start filming again because of noises. I'm so sorry guys if you heard yelling or noises. They're just my neighbors. They're very noisy and they keep yelling all the time. Also, there is someone who told me when you filmed like your other podcast, I think you were reading from something. I'm not reading. Like I have eyes, so I keep doing this and this and this. I'm not gonna be pointing my eyes like this on the camera. No. So I'm not reading from anything. I'm just talking spontaneously. So we talked about physical boundaries, and now let's talk about emotional boundaries. So emotional boundaries are the same as physical boundaries. So as we said, if you love yourself enough, you will be protecting your own physical health. Same thing for emotional boundaries. If you love yourself enough, you will value your emotion and you will make them protected from other people, from the people that you are interacting with. And I had this friend that she never respected my emotional boundaries, and I had to stop her. So when we talk about friendships, we talked about give and take. And in this friendship, can you hear yelling? I'm so sorry about that. So if you value a friendship, you will have give and take. The friendship does not have to be one-sided. It doesn't have to be one-sided. There should be give and take. And that was not the case in this friendship, because this friend used to come to me and complain whenever she wants, and never the case for me. I never complained to her because she never gave me the time to do so. And I'm a Scorpio, so of course I love deep connections. I love to share everything with my friends or my close people. And I would love them to do the same as well, like sharing with me their everything, not only their sad moments, like everything. They can share with me their sad moments and I would feel sad for them. They could share with me their happy moments and I will feel happy for them. But this person never shared with me their happy moments. They would always come to me and share with me whenever they're feeling bad, but never sharing with me when they're happy, because they didn't want me, or she didn't want me to feel happy for her. She didn't want me to feel happy for her. I'm not gonna, like, I gave an example with this female friend, or I'm not gonna use the pronoun she, because there are many people like this, so I'm just gonna generalize. because they didn't want me to feel happy for them. They didn't want me to share their happiness. They didn't want to share their happiness with me, and they didn't want to give me a positive energy by sharing their happy moment with me. They didn't want to give me any happy vibes to feel happy for them. But on the other hand, they wanted me to feel sad for them because they didn't want to be miserable, but they wanted also the other people to be miserable as them by sharing with them their sad moments. So as I said, I give this example with this past friend that she used always to come and complain about her sad moments. And this girl used to date a lot of boys, like a lot of men, and she would never tell me, oh, I'm dating this guy and he takes care of me and he's very loving, oh, and I feel that I'm in love with him and I really love him. No, like she would never say that. And she will only come to me and tell me about her breakups. Like she would be dating a guy for like 7 months or so, and I have no idea. She would be hiding that. She would not tell me, oh, I'm so happy I'm dating this dude that I'm in love with and he loves me as well and I love him. No, she would not share with me her happiness. Once she's dating someone, she will just ghost me. And once they break up, she will reach out, oh, I'm feeling very bad, he left me, oh my god. And she will use very dark terms that I don't want to say here on YouTube, but she will say very dark things like, I want to harm myself, I want to myself, I can't live without this, I can't live without him, I can't do this anymore, and she will give me all this negative energy. I'm sorry, I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not the one who broke up with you. So go and cry for him. Why are you crying for me? And why you would never share your happiness with me? Like she will tell me, oh, I break up with this guy, and I'm like, who's this guy? Like you never told me about him. So she will be very secretive and never share with me her happy moments and only share with me her sad moments. But it was the time for me to protect my emotional well-being because I was always being very patient. I was always very patient with her, but I couldn't anymore. It was time for me to protect my own emotional health. It was the time for me to protect my own emotional health. Yes, she would just come to me to want to complain. I will not let her. Like she will just tell me very dark things that they will harm me, and I will not let her. And I would never let someone to come complain to me like that because I am a person, I'm a girl, I'm a person, I'm a friend, but I'm not a therapy. I'm not a therapist. Like if you're feeling like that, you can go and seek professional help because I am not a professional and I am not a therapy. Like if we are friends, we share everything with each other. There is give and take. I share with you when I'm sad and you share with me when you're sad. I will share with you when I'm happy and you share with me when you are happy. But there is no need for me to stay friend with you or to have a connection with you if you will only going to reach out to me when you are feeling bad. And why would you not reach out to me when you're feeling good? Like you're only reaching out to me when you're feeling bad? I'm sorry, I'm not a therapist. So we've talked about physical boundaries and emotional boundaries, and there is also mental boundaries. So we've mentioned in the introduction of the video mental boundaries as emotional boundaries, like protecting your mental health or emotional health. But now when we're talking about mental boundaries, I'm not going to be talking about mental boundaries like mental health, but mental boundaries like mentality, you know what I mean. So for example, person A and person B. Person A has their own mentality, like their own spiritual beliefs or their own like religion, their own style of clothes, their own lifestyle, their own food or anything. And person B has a different lifestyle or different mentality. So person B should not judge the person A, and the contrary as well. That should not happen. But a lot of people keep judging each other in order to change their mentality. Like you will come to me and start like communicating with me in order to change my mentality. I'm sorry, I love myself, I love my beliefs, I love my thoughts, I love my culture, and you don't have to try to change my mentality. For example, someone is a Christian and someone is a Muslim, or they have like other spiritual beliefs. This Christian person, this is just an example by the way, this Christian person like does not have to come and try to convince the other person to be Christian as like him or like her or like them, like they don't have to do that. Or for example, I am wearing a red sweater, you don't have to tell me you should not wear red anymore. I think red does not suit you. I'm sorry, but I really trust my opinions. Like, I don't care about other people's opinions. I trust my own opinions. Like, I trust my opinions. Like, when I wore this sweater, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, Raja, oh my God, you look perfect. So you don't have to try to change my mentality, because my mentality or my mental will never change. Like, you will never change this in me. So I will always like set these mental boundaries with other people, because they will never convince me to change my mentality. And when you keep doing that, it just indicates that you are a very, very close-minded person. And it means that you are insecure about your own beliefs, because you don't trust your beliefs unless you see other people practicing your beliefs as well. For example, if you're having certain beliefs, okay, you're having your beliefs, you love your beliefs, you're proud of them. All right, you are proud of your beliefs, you love your beliefs, okay, we're good. But you don't have to convince other people to have same beliefs as you, because when you will try to do so, it means that you're insecure about your beliefs and you want to see other people practicing same beliefs as you, so that you feel less insecure, like, oh, not only me, everyone are practicing these beliefs, so I'm on the right track. No, they don't have to practice the same beliefs as you, so you don't have to convince them. So for example, if you are religious, you don't have to convince people that are atheists to believe in religion, because they don't believe in religion. And if they wanted to believe in it, they could have done so. So you don't have to convince them to believe in religion, like to become Muslims or Christians or Jewish or etc. Like, you don't have to convince them unless they asked you. They were like, hey, I am really interested in religion, can you please teach me about it? Then you can start teaching them. Like, not interested, like when we say interested has many types. Like, I'm interested to know, or I'm interested because I want to become a part of your community. Because sometimes they might say, hey, I'm very interested in knowing about your religion. It doesn't necessarily mean that they want to become a part of your community. Sometimes they just want to be cultivated. So you don't have to assume that they want to be like you. So if they said, I want to become a part of your community, then in this case, you can convince them to be a part of your community. But if they didn't ask you that, they didn't say that, you don't have to convince them to become religious if they are atheists. The same thing for atheist people. Like, if you are atheist, you don't have to convince religious people to become atheists, because they are religious, they love their religion, so you don't have to convince them. You don't have to change their beliefs or to change how religious they are. So when we talk about boundaries, we also talk about how bad it is to ask personal questions, because I always want to set my boundaries clear with other people for them to not ask me personal questions. And if they ask something too personal, you just have to go like, this is too personal to ask. Like, I'm sorry. Because when we talk about boundaries, we talk about give and take, and I will make a whole podcast about this give and take topic later. But now let's talk about give and take in setting boundaries, because if I don't make you uncomfortable, you don't have to make me uncomfortable. Like, for example, I never give you very personal questions, so I don't have to take from you these very personal questions. And when we talk about personal questions, we have a lot of examples, like asking someone for their beliefs, for their religion, asking someone intimate question like about sexuality or something like very intimate that is very, very, very rude to talk about or to ask them these kind of intimate questions. Asking them like financial questions, like economy or like finances are something very, 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 very private and very personal. So you don't have to go and ask someone like how much do you get paid, or how much money you have. What, like, why are you asking something? Are you planning to steal from me, or to have like a scamming plan or something? Like, why are you asking that? I'm sorry. So if once you are uncomfortable with these questions, you have to make your boundaries clear, because when people are asking you these questions, it's not that they don't know how personal these questions they are. They know people are not stupid. They know that they are making you uncomfortable. They know that they are asking you something very unpolite and something very rude, and they love that. They love to make you uncomfortable, but they are testing you. They are testing your boundaries. So give them the result of your test. Tell them that I'm not okay with that. And if they repeated it again and again and again, never do the mistake that I did of like feeling embarrassed in their shoes. You don't have to do that. Just repeat it again. Tell them that you're uncomfortable with that. And then if they repeat it again, you have to cut them off. You have to cut them off, because if you didn't cut them off, the universe will do it for you. You don't have to keep someone in your life that is unpolite, rude, and stupid, or acting stupid. You don't have to do that. You don't have to keep these kind of people in your life that keep asking you personal questions, because people who respect you will never be too personal with you. They will never be too personal, because the only person who's allowed to be too personal with you is yourself. You are the only person who's allowed to be personal with your own self. No one is allowed to be too personal with you. So if you love yourself again, and if you respect yourself, you will assume other people to give you the same respect you give to yourself. And if they didn't give you the same respect, then you have no excuse for you to keep those people in your life. So I've been talking about boundaries, and I've been mentioning the fact that you should never be embarrassed in people's shoes. So also you have no reason to be embarrassed of saying no. If you have to start setting your boundaries clear with other people, then you have to learn how to say no. Of course, because if someone asking something from you that is very rude, of course they're not being embarrassed. So why would you be embarrassed if they're not? So just say no. For example, if you have your own bottle of water and you don't like other people to drink from your own bottle of water, and they said, "Can I drink?" Just say no. You don't have to say yes if you want to say no. Always focus on what you want. And I know that sometimes this no can sound very rude. For example, I give this example of the bottle of water. What if that person was very thirsty and he had nothing to drink, like his throat was dying like a thirst? In this case, you can give them your bottle of water to drink. You can say something very kind to them, like, "You can drink from my bottle of water without touching it with your mouth." Like, if you can drink from it without touching it with your mouth, like just by doing this, then all right, you can drink from it. If they were so thirsty and they were like, "Okay, I will drink from it without touching it with your mouth," then with my mouth, then fine. If they said no, then let them. It was their choice. And this was very helpful from my friend, because I always find it hard when people used to ask me for my bottle of water. And this friend told me that she would always tell people they can drink from her bottle of water without touching it. Some of them, they say, "All right, thank you," and some of them they don't like they don't like that and they just choose to not drink from it, then it's fine, because I don't even drink from my bottle of water. Like, I don't eat, it's not that I don't drink from it, I do drink from it, but I don't touch it with my own mouth because I am scared to ruin my lipstick or to make the bottle dirty with my lipstick. So I would never touch my bottle of water. Like, I don't touch it with my mouth. So who are you to touch my bottle of water with your mouth? And people have different health states. Some people have like some viruses, some people have HIV, they have like some illnesses. So I don't know who you are. I don't know how your health is to give you a drink from my bottle of water. And I don't even give my bottle of water to, like, I'm not even comfortable with family members, for example, to drink from my bottle of water. So why would I give it to strangers? So you have no reason to be ashamed to say no. If you love yourself and if you want to start setting your boundaries clear with other people, you should learn to never be embarrassed in their shoes and to never be ashamed of saying no. And when I'm saying you should never be ashamed of saying no, you don't have to be bad, you don't have to be harsh. You can say it in every polite, nice way possible. You can say no very, very nicely. And then if they didn't want to accept it, then it's their fault. It means that they're insecure and you reminded them of how insecure they are, and you don't have to be ashamed. I'm not telling you should be a bad person or you have to be harsh. You have to say no in every nice way possible. And if they didn't want to take it, if they got mad, then let them be mad. It's not your fault. And when we talk about personal boundaries, we also talk about not accepting unpolite jokes. For example, I would share with you something related to my mental health, my emotional health, my private health, but you don't have to use it against me later and joke with it, because this is not funny. Why would you joke of something like that? Why would you? Or for example, giving me intimate jokes or sexual jokes. No, like, I'm sorry, this is very unpolite and rude. This is very disgusting. Like, why would you say that? And this is not funny. If this is your sense of humor, I'm sorry, but this is not funny. This is not funny. Like, I'm sorry, this is not my sense of humor. I'm a very polite person who respects herself, and I would love people to respect my boundaries as well. So if you are getting these unpolite jokes, you have to make it clear. You have to make it clear, I'm sorry, I am uncomfortable with these kind of jokes, or don't joke with me like this anymore. And they have to accept it. Like, if they really value you as a person and they value your friendship with them or your connection with them, they don't have to be friends. Maybe they're someone in your circle, like family or anyways. They don't have to keep doing that, or they don't have to keep joking about that, because people have different sense of humors, and some people have unpolite sense of humors, and this is very familiar in our society. Yeah, don't joke with me like that. They might get offended, or they're gonna be like, oh, you can't take a joke. Yes, I can't take a joke. What's wrong with that? Don't joke with me like that. If they wanted to accept it, they apologize, then it's fine. Then it's good that you made your boundaries clear. If they didn't want to accept it, then you have just to cut them off. Okay, you don't have to accept my personal choices, then don't talk to me anymore. Don't talk to me anymore. You don't have to keep someone in your life who keeps disrespecting you like that. Because if they value you and if they love you, they will always respect you and respect your boundaries. If they don't respect your boundaries and you're okay with that, this is bad. This is bad. Like, if you love yourself, you have to do your best to learn about self-love. And one way to learn about self-love is learning how to set boundaries with other people, and always cut off the disrespectful people in your life, because if you won't, the universe will do it for you. They will just live your life, whether you like it or not. So you don't have to keep those type of people in your life. And once you cut off the disrespectful people from your life, the good people will come, because once you make some people leave your life, they will make a space a space for other people to enter your life. This is how manifestation work. Like once you make the bad people, or the people you're not okay with, the people you don't get along with, the people that you don't see them as your worth, once you make them leave your life, then they will make a space in the door of your life to enter to it. This is how manifestation work. If you just let these people in your life, it's like you're telling the universe, okay, this is my worth. I don't mind being disrespected. I don't mind people to disrespect me. I think I deserve being disrespected. Then the universe will be like, okay. But when you do an action, you make an action, you just cut off these people, then the good people will come. And you don't have to be like, oh, I don't have to cut off these people, because if I cut them off, I will be friendless, and I think everyone is disrespectful these days. No, good people exist. Bad people and disrespectful people exist as much as good people. So if you let the disrespectful people leave your life, then the good people will come. You have to believe how good people are. You don't have to be like, oh, everyone is bad. All people are bad. They're disrespecting. They're disrespecting me. Everyone is disrespecting me. No, if someone is disrespecting you, you have to cut them off, and you have to believe that there are good people like you, because this way you will manifest the good people into your life. And if you don't want to cut off these people, it's like you're telling the universe, okay, I think I deserve this. And then you will not manifest the good people in your life, because trust me, good people in this life, they exist. A lot of good people exist, and a lot of bad people exist as well. So you don't have to generalize and just let people disrespecting you in order of being scared of loneliness. And when we talk about boundaries, we can also talk about digital boundaries, as we've mentioned in the introduction of the video. For example, we all know how our mobile phone or social media takes so much of our time. So if you really love yourself, you have to set a time for yourself, not for other people. Like setting a time for you to work out, to study, to work, or to work to make money, or to just practice your hobbies, to relax, do some yoga, or I don't know, like do all the things that you enjoy, read a book. But you don't have to be on your phone answering people online like 24/7. You have to set some personal boundaries, and you don't have, for example, to sleep and once you hear a notification, like you get up and try to answer. No, like you have to set a schedule. For example, you're going to sleep, all right, just turn off your phone, or just try to make the sleeping mode so that no one bothers you. Or for example, if you are an influencer, or you're posting things online in public, and some people are telling you hurtful things, or they are bullying you or something, you don't have to let them put you down. You don't have to answer them, because always these people, they always want attention. The reason why they're commenting with bad words on your content is because they want attention. So you don't have to answer them. Other than attention, you don't have to waste your energy on answering them, because we've talked about karma. If they told you some hurtful words, you don't have to tell them hurtful words back. You don't have to tell them hurtful words back, because if they hurt you, the universe will hurt them the same exact way, if not worse, because most of the time it's worse, as we've mentioned before in the podcast of karma. So you don't have to answer these people. Answering them is not the right action you do. If someone, one way of setting digital boundaries, if someone told you bad words or bullied you on a comment or harassed you on a comment, just delete the comment, block the account, and report them. Just report them. Or if you are getting like so much hate comments or something, you have just to turn off the comments. And that's what I did in my TikTok account. I kept not answering people, and when I started getting like a lot of hate comments, and I was like, oh my god, it started being too much, and I just turned off the comments because they are trying to put me down, they are trying to make me feel bad, but I will not let that happen. I'll never stop what I'm doing, and I will never stop being the person who I am, and I will never let you telling me bad things or trying to like hurt me, because I love myself and I would never want to hear bad things about myself. If you are a close person to me, you told me something bad or hurtful, then I make it clear that what you said is wrong. You didn't want to accept it, block. You said something hurtful on my social media, you're a stranger, I don't know you, block. I'm busy, I'm not gonna be answering messages, I will just be busy on self mode. I will be working out, taking a shower, putting on perfume, studying, working, making lunch, eating, doing just my personal tasks and activities, but I don't have to be on my screen 24/7. So since our mobile phone takes so much of our time, it's very important to set digital boundaries as well in order to protect our well-being. So this is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope it resonates with you, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.